Hello and welcome to this week's vlog. Who knows best? I almost forgot to end my own vlog. The theme for this week's vlog is burnt toast and love of a mother. Don't worry, you'll understand it in a little bit, and I'm sure my brothers and sisters understand it right away. This weekend we celebrate both Mother's Day and the 6th Sunday of Easter. And as I was reflecting on the readings this week, I sat down and something very interesting happened in my kitchen here where I live. This morning, an unexpected moment brought me back to my childhood and to my mother, of all people. Yep, toast. Have I put your appetite on fire yet? I soon will. Before we begin, I also want to mention something personal. So, today's second reading from Peter. I'm not going to say what it is, but if you read it and if you know me, you know what's going on in my life. That second reading speaks very appropriately to me and to what's happening. I'm not going to talk about it here. I just want to say, please pay attention to it. I'll put the readings up as well, like I usually do. But the second reading is from St. Peter, and it's about hope, it's about suffering, it's about gentleness, and it's about remaining faithful. They all hit me deeply. So with that in mind, I hope you enjoy this week's vlog.
For all the moms who raised us up, gave us love, and made us strong. For the praying moms who don't always know what to do, but always know who to talk to. For the hurting moms who've loved and lost, but never given up. For those who never got called mom, but who cared for us all like a mom would. For the young moms who became moms sooner than expected and gave it all they had. For the single moms who tirelessly and courageously learned how to do this on their own. For the stepmoms, foster moms, and adoptive moms who rose to the occasion and loved us well. For all the mother figures who opened up their hearts and their homes again and again, thank you. For teaching us how to walk, how to learn, and how to make a difference. For taking care of us when you barely had enough time to take care of yourself. For comforting us when we felt alone and afraid. For lifting us up when others put us down. For the rides, the meals, the laundry, and the birthday parties. For the years, tears, laughter, and love. It's not enough, but we want to say thank you. Mom? It's not chaos. It's the sound of life being held together. Most days, it never stops. The noise blends together, and the work fades into the background. Meals are made, problems are solved, comfort is given, without announcement
without applause. Faithfulness is rarely loud, but it sustains everything, even when no one notices. The hum continues through scraped knees, late nights, missed calls, and whispered prayers she never says out loud. And then, the house grows still. In the quiet, she finally stops. Not because the work is finished, but because her strength has a source. What carries the day is often formed in the quiet. Because the hum of the day-to-day is the sound of love at work.
I hope you enjoyed those videos. They really touched me in a joyful, memorable way. Each mother is different. No matter who the mother is, some are great, some are bad, some are whatever, but they're mothers. And they brought children into this world, and they have a special role. But before I go on with that, I have a confession to make. This morning, something happened to me. I'm alive in this world 63 years. And today, for the first time in my life, I burnt toast. I did. And I know right now my family is sitting there saying, Joe, come on. You didn't really burn toast. Look at the picture. Okay. Yeah, I burnt toast today. And I made a mess of the kitchen. And, you know, it happens. I know, but it's never happened to me before. And, I was busy, as you can see, I was washing dishes. I'm mopping the floor. I'm doing laundry and vacuuming. And suddenly, as I'm doing all these things, and I'm one person, as I'm doing all these things, I smell something burning, I thought. And yet it was something familiar to me. And I realized I forgot the toast in the toaster. And just as I turned to go get the toast, it popped up. And I'm sure if you've ever burnt toast, you've seen this, the smoke that's coming off of the toast. So there I stood, scraping the burnt toast over the sink. And then something happened. This is true. This happens in the world. A smell or a sound brings you a memory, and the sound of the scraping and the smell of the burnt toast brought me right back to my childhood. Look at this one. Right. That's me long ago. Only I didn't burn that toast. Someone else did. See, Sunday mornings at the Nose House. Remember, there were 10 children living. My brother and sister had already gone to heaven out of 12. So 10 children living, one mother, one kitchen, one cook. And every Sunday, besides making Sunday sauce, remember, we're Italian as well. Every once in a while, Mom would make breakfast. She didn't do it every Sunday, but every once in a while, she would make eggs, she would make pancakes, she would make bacon, she would make sausage, and she would try to make toast. And let's be honest, when you're feeding 10 children at the same time, something's going to go wrong. And usually it was the toast in my family. Even upstairs, as you're getting dressed for the day, or maybe you're still lying in bed waiting for the day. It's Sunday, you don't have to go to school. You could still smell the burnt. And suddenly you'd hear scrape, 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 scrape. Oh, crap. Scrape. Yep. It was my mother scraping the toast. And we heard, I'm sorry about the oh crap. I probably shouldn't have said that, but I'm not going to bleep it out. Maybe I'll bleep it. I don't know. Anyway, but sometimes, but this morning it hit me. As I was scraping the toast, I was only feeding me. And I suddenly realized my mother was always feeding 10 children. We always laughed about the toast burning, that Mom didn't even know how to make toast. But man, she could make everything else, but she couldn't make toast. She was a great cook. I even wrote a cookbook for her. All of the recipes that she's taught my brothers and sisters. And believe it or not, I'm the only one in the family who can't cook, but I have all these recipes that Mom made, a meatloaf, her sauce, all of that stuff. There's so many I can't even mention, but I suddenly realized, well, before I realized, I remembered mom would always apologize, as you're coming down the stairs, she would say, I am so sorry. You're sitting there trying to put butter on the toast and the bread cracks, and she would say, I'm sorry I burnt the toast. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She had to prepare breakfast for 12 people, her, 10 children, dad, a lot of us. And here's the amazing thing. Even the burnt toast tasted okay. It tasted good. Maybe because we all got used to it. I don't know. But why? What was the key ingredient? And I know this is going to sound cliche. I know it's going to sound corny, but there's one thing I'm going to tell you for sure that my mother did all the time. She did everything with love. She didn't expect anything in return except love. She expected love in return, and love of each other, and love of God. Absolutely. My mother, and her name was Lovey, so she lived up to her own name. She did everything with love. And as mothers, as a mother, I could see love reflected. I'm sorry, as mothers, I could even see love reflected in my sisters and in my sister-in-laws, the way they are with their children, the way they are with family. And I even see it in my ex-sister-in-laws. There's an interesting thing in my house, especially around holidays with regard to ex-sister-in-laws. And I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying this. I don't know, but I'm going to put it in there anyway. My mother would say this: they are the mothers of my grandchildren. If you don't want to be here when they come, you can leave. They are mothers, and that is a special role. Wow. Again, I'm not sure if my ex-sister-in-laws or my sister-in-laws or my brothers or whomever are going to like what I just said, but it was true. All mothers are special, and my mother helped us realize that. Now, I'm not saying my mother was perfect. Let me go on with the vlog. Was my mother perfect? No, but she tried to be. There's no doubt in my mind. She made mistakes and she had problems. She wasn't perfect. She tried to be. And honestly, for me, you know what? That was enough. I never doubted my mother's love, not even once. Even when I got into the worst trouble in my life, and there were bad times, and my brothers and sisters, the same thing. We can never doubt our mother's love. Was she mad at us? Yeah. Would she ever stop loving us? No. And maybe that's why today's gospel touches me so deeply. Because as I was preparing for this vlog, there was a line that just screamed out at me where Jesus says, I will not leave you orphans, because real love stays. Real love remains. Now, I'm not saying, as an orphan, you're not loved by your parents. It's not true. But maybe the love encourages adoption. But even after breakfasts are over, even after children grow up, even after mothers leave this world, love remains. In my house with 10 children, a lot went wrong, trust me. But through it all, my mother's trust in God, not perfectly, not flawlessly, but faithfully, my mother trusted God, no matter what took place or what was going on. So, rather briefly, let me say this Mother's Day weekend, maybe take a moment to remember the little things, okay? And maybe recognize them for what they are. Maybe it's burnt toast. Maybe it's scraped pans. Maybe it's the exhausted apologies. I'm sorry for this. I'm sorry for that. Maybe it's the quiet sacrifices nobody even noticed at the time, but maybe now as an adult you recognize. Because now we understand that was love. And all mothers, living and deceased, I got to say this. Thank you. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being our mothers. Thank you for being a mother. Happy Mother's Day. And for those expectant mothers, let we say a special prayer for you this day. Dear Heavenly Father, we ask your blessing on all the mothers that are here watching this, for all the mothers in our lives, for all the mothers to be. Thank you for allowing them to be who they are, to having the strength to bring us into this world. It must have been frightening for them. It must have been scary for them. And yet they did it. Imagine the Blessed Mother bearing the blessed Jesus within her womb, not knowing what the angel Gabriel really meant at first, maybe, that the Holy Spirit would come upon you. And to know that Joseph, she had to say it to Joseph, and Joseph was willing to in the beginning, not willing, but ready to reject her. But he didn't want to subject her to stoning, so he was going to divorce her quietly. And yet the angel came to Joseph and said, no, stay with Mary. That child that she is to bear is from God. Wow. What a scary thing for both of them. And we'll talk about fathers and Joseph on Father's Day. But for now, mothers, thank you. And again, expectant mothers, we ask St. Gerard to watch over you. And for those women who want to be mothers also, for those children who are orphaned, who might find maybe a mother figure is difficult to find, or maybe someone is living in a house where a mother is difficult. And just know, for the most part, thank you for letting us come into this world and for being strong enough to bring us into this world. Dear Lord, watch over the mothers in our lives. Happy Mother's Day, all mothers. And to my mother, the toast was perfect. God bless you all. A few people have asked how they can support this ministry of these vlogs. So if these reflections are meaningful to you in any way, if you'd like to support this ministry, there's a simple way to do so. Thank you for being a part of this. You can follow the QR code, or you can follow the link. I don't know if I put them up or if I put them down, wherever I put them. But thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for, you don't have to contribute, but if you want to. But thank you just for reading this, watching this. It truly means a lot. God bless.